Hello, everyone. This is Octavius with North American Archery. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Today, I want to talk to you about late season bow hunting tips. It's essential that we have things that we've learned from past seasons when we get over into late season, because late season is a different animal altogether. It's not the rut and it's not early season. Early season, you can pattern the deer a lot easier. They're less pressured. Then you also got the rut, where deer are energized because you have bucks pushing the doe all over the place, and all you got to do is sit on your local funnel, and you're probably going to kill yourself a big buck, or at least have the opportunity to kill yourself a big buck. But when you are a bow hunter like myself and you hardly ever pick up firearms, the biggest thing is that you have to put yourself in situations based on experience. So I have the top 10 things that I have learned in late season bow hunting. Number one is do not quit. Don't quit. Continue to go out. Right now, here in North Texas, I can go out until this Sunday, January the 6th. January the 5th is when I have to be done. And my job is to try to fill my tags. So I'm going to continue to go out, not quit, not complain, not give up, still prioritize family, but put myself in a situation to where I can be successful. You can't kill them on the couch, right? You have to get out and get in the stand. Number two is wear the right clothing. Dress warm. You gotta dress warm, guys. It could be below zero temperatures where I used to live in the Midwest. Down here in Texas, northern Texas, it can get 20 degrees in the morning. So that's cold when the wind starts blowing and you're sitting there and you can't move, because if you move, you're gonna spook the deer out. So you have to dress warm. You have to put yourself in a situation to where you're not gonna get out of the stand because you're too cold. Remember that. That's so key. Some of the guys don't have the right gear or right equipment and the right approach to late season hunting when it comes to clothes, and that's the reason why they just don't want to go out. Number three is make sure you hunt with good cover. All the leaves, like you can see behind me in the trees on my property, they're gone. By this time in January, the leaves are gone, and it's so easy for a deer, especially a mature buck or a doe, to walk through the woods and spot you far off because you have no leaves to cover you. You have to make sure you have branches and trees and different things separating you from the deer. That way it can break you up. Wear good camo when you dress warm, and don't do a lot of movements. You want to make sure that you have that cover, and you don't have to set up that high. You can set up 10 foot high, 8 foot high. As long as you have branches covering you and you have your shooting lanes, that's going to be the best case scenario for you if you're trying to hunt a mature buck and mature doe at the end of the season. Number four is to look for fresh sign. We got to make sure we look for fresh sign. It could be primarily rubs and scrapes. Where those were at that particular time, you can hunt those, but primarily what I try to look for is fresh sign in the snow, fresh sign on the dirt where the actual trails have been dug in by big hoof prints going through, especially in areas that are low pressured areas that they've been traveling through because they've been pressured so much. I'm looking for those type of trails is what I'm primarily looking for. I'm hunting pinch points, I'm hunting funnels, I'm doing all those things, but hunting over a scrape typically isn't going to produce much unless there's a couple of late does coming into heat. But primarily at this particular time, what I try to do is hunt areas where I'm seeing fresh sign and big hoof tracks, and I'm seeing late season bedding areas actually being used. Number five is find seasonal bedding. The bedding areas on my property here in Texas have changed. They're no longer bedding in the same field that they were bedding before. So now I'm trying to find out where they're bedding at, where my setup's gonna go, and how I'm gonna hunt them, because they're not going to have the same pattern that they had in October and January. So I have to find where they're bedding at. So The bedding has changed by this point, typically in every state. So you're going to have to go out and find that bedding area to make sure that you're the most successful you possibly can. Then number 6 is make sure you play the wind. They're going to win no matter what scent coverage you have, no matter what scent regiment you may have. They're going to beat you with their nose. They have a heightened sense of danger right now because they've been pressured all season. So they're going to be looking around and making sure everything's right. They might be able to look up in trees. I've seen them look up in trees as they walk through the woods because other deer hunters have been there, like on public property especially. So if you're hunting public, you're hunting private, it's good to move around as well because they're used to being where you're at and they've been pressured in that area, whether you did a deer drive or you shot with guns, whatever it was, and you had a lot of people on your property or a lot of people in that that public set of woods. They're going to play the wind even more because they know where you're coming in at. They smell all the hunters. They're going to hunker down and they're going to buckle down for another month after even January because they've had so much activity in those woods and in those funnels and in those pinch points. So you want to make sure that you play the wind, make sure the wind's in your face, make sure you set up to where the deer passes you, and by the time they pass you, if they have any opportunity to smell you, you already have an arrow in them. That's essential, and that's where I'm set up right now, and I'm hoping that it's going to pay dividends, but I'm set up to where by the time they could even smell me, I'm already on them. I'm already having an arrow drawn back, ready to release it. The other thing is that hunt where the deer are at, not where you want them to be. A lot of times I'm guilty of this. I'll go out and I'll hunt, man, the deer gotta be here. This is a perfect spot. Doesn't mean it's gonna pay dividends. This may be a challenge for most of you because it's a challenge for me. I have spots that I know of, and right now, as of 2025 deer season, they're not really hitting right now. So I'm trying to move around and see kind of where the deer are at, and that's essential if you want to be successful. Unless you know of a spot that's going to pay dividends no matter what because you have history there. But for right now, all my history spots are not producing. So I'm going to have to continue to move around to see if I can fill my tags here late January or late deer season. Number 8 is hunt mobile if you can. I just recently got a mobile setup. And my goal is to make sure that I move around as much as possible and I'm not locked into one area. It's essential to do that for me because the deer are doing something different every day, it seems like. 1 minute they're over here, 1 minute over there. And me using a recurve or a longbow to get this done, it's a little different when you're out there with a muzzle loader or a shotgun or a rifle. And so I have to get as close as I possibly can. So the mobile hunting setup has definitely helped me this late season. And number 9 is to stay positive. You got to stay positive. You can't get discouraged. I haven't filled my tags yet in North Texas, still to this day, and it's January the 3rd. And I only have, 2 more days to hunt, 2.5 days more to hunt, and the pressure's on, right? But I enjoy that pressure. I enjoy the process, and I enjoy working for the deer. No matter if it's a doe, no matter if it's a buck. I'm going to be pleased with it because I put the time in, I stayed positive, and I stayed the course. And then number 10 is to fill your tags. It's so essential to fill your tags as a bow hunter. Even if you didn't get your target buck, even if you get your target does, or whatever your goals were this season, fill your tags. That way you know that at least that year you did harvest deer, especially if you enjoy the meat like I do. So I just want to tell you guys the top 10 things that I do and I remind myself of late deer season as a bow hunter. I hope this helps you. Thank you for liking and subscribing and turning your post notifications on. And remember this, you don't have to get ready when you stay ready. All right, guys, let's get it done. We'll see you later.